Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. So I am here today with another collection update, and this time around we are talking books. So this is going to be everything that I grabbed in the month of May 2021, so it is my book haul for that month. So I am really excited because there are a whole bunch of different things here, from comic books to middle grade books to media tie-ins or novelizations. There's a whole bunch of different things here to talk about. So keep in mind that I'm not showing any of the manga I picked up recently. I'm collecting those, and so I'm hoping I get enough soon that I will be able to just do a manga haul. So look for that in probably the next few weeks here, I'm guessing, based on the number of items that I have so far. So yeah, with that said, this is going to be everything else. So I am really excited to show you guys everything that I picked up in the month of May. So if you guys do enjoy this video, please give it a like down below. It really helps me out. But that is that. So let's not waste any more time at all, guys. Let's dive right in to my May 2021 book haul. So we'll start off with the middle grade this time around, and then we'll move over to YA and adult, and then finally we'll wrap it up with the comic books / graphic novels that I picked up. So for the first middle grade book here, I honestly don't remember where I found this. So you guys know I do have a thrift store haul series that I do, where anything I grab from the thrift store, I end up putting in its own video. So I'm pretty good at separating them, so I don't think this one was from the thrift store, but it was definitely secondhand, however I got it, because it's not in the best shape. You guys can see on the corner here, it's a little ripped up, but this is Animorphs book number 14, The Unknown, written by K.A. Applegate. So this is a series that I really enjoy. I didn't finish what I have available to me yet, though. I still have to read Megamorphs number 1 in order to continue in the mainline series. So I have been slacking a little bit there. It's been a few months now, I think, since I've read an Animorphs book, but have to get back into it because I really love it. So this one I didn't own already, so of course I picked it up. So number 14 of the Animorphs series, this one is called The Unknown. So that's the first middle grade book I got, and the only Animorphs book I was able to find last month. I did find a couple of Strange Matter books, though, which are ones that I would love to continue collecting. There is virtually no chance I'll ever have the complete series of that, because as the books get larger in number, so the later in the series, the more difficult they are to find, is how I understand it. So whenever I find any at my local stores, I'm picking them up. So both of these were from Second and Charles. We have Strange Matter number 6, which is Bad Circuits, and then which number is this? Number 12, Dead on Its Tracks. So Dead on Its Tracks is definitely one I owned previously when I was younger, but I ended up getting rid of a lot of my middle grade books at some point in my life. And then Bad Circuits I never had in the collection, but they both look really fun. So I am really excited whenever I find Strange Matter books, because they're so rare, whether it's the thrift store, whether it's Second and Charles, or one of my local used bookstores. I just don't see these a ton. So whenever I find them, I'm really excited about them. So yeah, 2 books in the Strange Matter series, book number 6, Bad Circuits, and book number 12, what is it again? Dead on Its Tracks. I just can't remember it. So 2 more books for my Strange Matter collection. This next one is probably one of the coolest finds from my last month of book shopping here, just because I had no idea this existed. So if you guys know me, you know that I picked up the Good Burger Blu-ray a few months ago, or actually it was probably sometime last year even. Whenever it came out, I bought it brand new. I love that movie. I think it holds up relatively well today. I watched it within the past, 6 to 8 months here, and I think it's a really funny movie. So when I came across this one from Second and Charles, of course I had to grab it. This is actually the sequel to Good Burger. This is called Good Burger to Go. So you can see it still has its Nickelodeon branding on it. Keenan and Kel are here still. This is fantastic. I need to read this one as soon as I can, because it is the sequel to Good Burger. That's just amazing. I had no idea this existed. Obviously, they never made a movie based on this one, which is a little bit disappointing. But yeah, when I saw this, it was a no-brainer. I had to pick it up, and it was super cheap too, which is always good. But this one is written by Steve Holland, and it's based on a story by Dan Schneider, who of course we just won't talk about. But yeah, so this one, it looks like they've been selling Ed's sauce without a license, and so the only way to save the secret sauce is to go through a taste test. The problem though is that Ed's sauce is empty, or it's gone, and so the only person that knows how to make it is Ed, but Ed apparently Ed apparently is in Paris. And so I guess this is going to be an international adventure for the Good Burgers gang. But yeah, this is just awesome. I love this movie, the original to this. So I am definitely reading this one as soon as I can. So Good Burger to Go, written by Steve Holland. Like I said, probably one of my favorite finds in the past month or so. The last of the middle grade books are all Goosebumps books, which you guys know I love, and it's all from the original series, which at this point I am trying to finish up my collection. I went through and made a list of everyone I owned and what I needed still, and it turns out I only need about 20 to 25 more books from that original series to have the complete collection. So I will note that some of them are reprints. I don't have all the original covers or anything like that, but I'm fine with that. As long as I have the book itself, I'm happy. So yeah, really getting close. I'm about 2/3 of the way there to have a complete collection, which kind of blows my mind. So this really helped. And as I was going through, I realized that I may have double dipped on some of these by mistake. This was before I made the list, but that's how it goes sometimes. So I will kind of rapid fire through these just so you guys can see the covers. So to start off, we have a classic with The Haunted Mask, which is book number, what number is it? Number 11. Book number 13, Piano Lessons Can Be Murder. Book 17, Why I'm Afraid of Bees. Book 18, Monster Blood 2. One of the most iconic covers to me, book number 19, Deep Trouble. Book number 21, Go Eat Worms. Book 24, Phantom of the Auditorium. And finally, book number 28, The Cuckoo Clock of Doom. So there they all are, 8 more books in the Goosebumps franchise, and these ones all have the original cover. I don't know, I guess, if they're all the original printings or not, but like I said, I'm just not worried about that. The fact that these are all the original covers is really cool. So I do have some that don't even have the spine numbers on them, which I don't like those, but I'll take them, and then I'll just replace them as I go, as I'm able to find them at the thrift stores. But yeah, so like I said, about 2/3 of the way through now, I have a lot of books in the Goosebumps collection, so need to keep adding them, and hopefully I can get some of those later ones, which are a lot more difficult to find because there's like, I don't know, maybe half a dozen to 10 that are like the unprinted, or what are the unreprinteds or something like that. Ones that have never had a second printing done. And so, yeah, so I'll see if I can get those or not. Hopefully I get lucky at the thrift stores or Second and Charles. Who knows? But that's where I grabbed all these, with Second and Charles. So 8 more books from the Goosebumps collection, or for the Goosebumps collection rather, by R.L. Stine. Gotta love it. Love grabbing all these Goosebump books. Moving over from middle grade over to YA, both of these would be YA thrillers, I guess, and they're both written by Lois Duncan, who I always pick up books by her whenever I come across them, because I'm thinking I will like them. I've actually never read one yet, but she did do the I Know What You Did Last Summer book that the film is based off of, and so I definitely want to check that one out first. But these two are a little different. I've never seen these two before. The first one here is They Never Came Home, and then we have The Third Eye. So They Never Came Home is about Joan's boyfriend and her brother are missing. They're presumed dead, but then she starts getting weird phone calls, so they might not be dead. They may have just committed a terrible crime. We'll see. And then The Third Eye is about a girl who finally is a part of the popular crowd. One of the people go missing, and she kind of has these visions of where they are, and so that's, her third eye, I guess. So I don't know. We'll see if these ones are any good or not. Like I said, Lois Duncan, so I picked them up because they were super cheap. So yeah, really excited to check both of these out. So The Third Eye by Lois Duncan and They Never Came Back by Lois Duncan. So 2 more from my Duncan collection. And I just remembered that both of these were actually from the clearance bin at Second and Charles. So these were both $1, which is why I ended up picking them up. So yeah, gotta love that clearance bin from Second and Charles, and we'll have a few more from there as we go on here. This next one was an Ollie's find, and the cover caught my eye, and then I was reading the description on it, and it sounded really cool. This is called Last Ones Left Alive, written by Sarah Davis Goff. So this is actually a post-apocalyptic thriller that's set in Ireland, and so I don't read any books, really, that are set in Ireland, so I thought that was interesting by itself, and then I love post-apocalyptic thrillers, so yeah, just very intrigued to check this one out. If you guys know anything about this, let me know, because that's really all I know, and frankly that's probably okay. That's enough to get me intrigued, and it was like $3, so I figured I would give it a shot. So Last Ones Left Alive, written by Sarah Davis Goff, a post-apocalyptic thriller for that part of my collection, which is always fun to add to. Okay, so now it's time for my favorite part of this video, which is going to be all of my media tie-in and or novelization books that I ended up finding. So the first one here I found from not my local used bookstore, but one that's relatively close. This is a Star Wars book. It's Star Wars The New Jedi Order, and this is book number 1, Vector Prime, written by R.A. Salvatore. So I always see this New Jedi Order like spine. I knew it was a popular series. I believe these ones are from like the 90s, I want to say. Let me see if I can find that real quick. But yeah, 1999. So these were right before episode 1 came out, or right around when episode 1 came out. So I've seen these before, but I never started getting them because it was just seemed like a really huge series itself, the New Jedi Order series. So I don't know. The covers, frankly, are pretty bad. So it never intrigued me. But then I was doing a little reading, a little research on it, and I've heard that these are actually a pretty decent series. And so I was at my bookstore, like I was talking about, and realized that they had like the first 5 or maybe even 7 or so books in this series. So I figured instead of buying them all, just buy the first one. And then when you get through it, if you like it, go back and you can get the rest because they don't tend to move very quickly there. So yeah, I am very intrigued to check this one out. Like I said, look at that cover. It is so very 90s and just not very pretty to look at, but we'll see how this one is. So this is 21 years after the Battle of Endor. The New Republic will face an even darker enemy. So I don't know. Hopefully these will be pretty good. Again, if you guys know about this series in particular, the New Jedi Order series of Star Wars, let me know if I should prioritize those or not, because I'm intrigued. I would just like to get a little push in that direction. These next two are completely random, but my buddy actually sent me a book that is of a similar style recently, and so I figured I saw these at my local used bookstore. They were really cheap, so I figured, why not give them a shot? They look pretty cool. So the first one here is X-Men Smoke and Mirrors, written by Aluki Bess Shahar, and then we have The Incredible Hulk Abominations, written by Jason Henderson. So these are both Marvel novelizations, I guess, two stories that were done in comic form originally. At least that's how I understand it. So I don't know. We will see if these are any good or not. They are actually pretty lengthy, especially this X-Men one here. So I will see if I enjoy these, much like the novelizations. It's a form of novelization. It's a novelization of a comic book versus a movie. So I don't know. I figure it's kind of right up my alley. So it seems to fit my theme for my collection. So I figured these would be pretty interesting to add to it. So have you guys ever read any novelizations of comics? And if so, were they any good? I'm hoping these two will be decent. So The Incredible Hulk Abominations by Jason Henderson, and then X-Men Smoke and Mirrors, written by Aluka Bess Shahar. 2 more books for my media tie-in collection. This one was super cool, could not pass it up. This is the novelization for the 1998 version of Godzilla, which I know is the one that everybody hates, and frankly, I don't even like the movie either, according to my latest Letterboxd review on this that because I watched it, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I put on there, like, this is just not a good movie, unfortunately. So, I don't know, I definitely want to give this one another shot, because now I found the novelization. I actually picked up some soundtracks. I'm going to do a YouTube Shorts on some soundtracks I found, but this one is in there. So I just had a lot of 1998 Godzilla in my life lately, so I just need to watch it again. But yeah, so this novelization is written by, who is it written by? It is by Stephen Molstad, based on the screenplay by Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin, rather. So yeah, we will check this out, and it looks like there are some pictures in the middle here from the movie, which is always fun. Yeah, so pretty cool. Even though I don't love this particular film, obviously I enjoy the Godzilla universe, and so I figured this would be a great one to read. So Godzilla novelization from 1998, written by Stephen Molstad. Really cool. Going with novelizations now for a little bit here. This is another one that I was so excited to find. So this is a novelization written by Rob McGregor, and this is from 1997. So this is Spawn. Now, this is a movie I've not actually seen yet, which I need to correct because I know it's not universally beloved for sure, but it does have a cult following, I would say. So really want to check this one out. I don't know. It just looks really cool. So again, this one is written by Rob McGregor, based on the comic book by Todd McFarlane and the screenplay by Alan McElroy. So yeah, very intrigued to check out this Spawn novelization. Next up is a novelization from a series that I've wanted to start collecting for a while, and I finally found it cheap enough that I decided to start. This is Resident Evil Retribution, written by John Shirley. So I initially put this one back, and then I saw it was John Shirley, and in my head, for whatever reason, I was thinking Skip Inspector. I was thinking one of them, but no, it's not. It's John Shirley, not Skip or Spectre, but that's neither here nor there. Either way, I'm happy to have this one in the collection. So the thing about this series is that the first book, which is the novelization of the original film, is called Resident Evil Genesis, and it's pretty expensive online for whatever reason, and I never see it in the stores. So it was on Amazon for like $10 the other day, but by the time I went to go buy it, somebody had already picked it up, so I missed out. But anyway, I need to get that one. I've seen Apocalypse and Extinction in stores, so I have to grab those now. But happy to add this one at least and get this series started. So Resident Evil Retribution, written by John Shirley. I'll show these two together because they are part of the same franchise. We have Underworld and Underworld Rise of the Lycans. Now, I believe this is book number 1, or, based off of movie number 1, and then I think this is the third film in that series. So the original one is written by Greg Cox, as is the third one here. So I recently only watched Underworld for the first time. It was on my TBW game recently, and I absolutely loved it. It was such a fantastic movie, so much fun. So when I saw these, I knew I had to grab them. I think one of these was actually in the dollar bin at Second and Charles, where the other one I paid full price for, whichever that would have been like $2.50 or whatever. So yeah, very happy to have these. And I will mention, these are another just 2 chunky books here. So yeah, very cool to add these 2 to the novelization collection, and really excited to check these out and hoping they're at least half as good as the movies that they are novelizing. And the last 2 from like the media tie-in or novelization area, we have 2 books from the Predator series. So this is Predator Cold War and Predator Concrete Jungle. So I believe this is book 1, Concrete Jungle, and book 2, Cold War, from a sequel series written by Nathan Archer. I believe there are a handful of these. I've never read any of them, but I love the Predator movies, like the entire collection. I actually just bought the 4K collection recently. I think they're all fun for what they are. So when I saw these, I had to pick them up. Now, these are ones I've heard about before. I feel like these are relatively popular novelizations. They're not novelizations, relatively popular media tie-ins for that franchise. So yeah, I've heard about them and they're supposed to be pretty good. So really excited to read both of these. So Predator Concrete Jungle, which I believe is the first book, and then Predator Cold War, which I believe is the second book in the Predator sequel series. So very cool to have these. So let's wrap it up with the graphic novels, and the first one I found here is one that I've wanted to read for so long. I've never even seen the movie. This is V for Vendetta, written by Alan Moore and David Lloyd. So this, of course, is a super popular graphic novel from Alan Moore, and it's just, I've never read it before, and it was used at a Barnes & Noble that has a used book section, which I love. It was like $7 or $6 or something. So you can see it's definitely, older style artwork in here, but I've heard really great things about this over the years. So I was super happy to add this one to the collection because it has just always eluded me for whatever reason. So V for Vendetta, written by Alan Moore and David Lloyd. The rest of these are all new from Second and Charles, which is awesome. So they were like $3 to $4 each, which is great. The first one here is Guardians of the Galaxy. And this is volume 1, as you can see on the side there, Emperor Quill. So I don't know where this falls into the Marvel universe at all, but it was a volume 1. So I figured I would, be able to pick up the story at least. And I've never read any Guardians of the Galaxy comic books before or graphic novels before. And so I figured this would be the perfect way to dive into it. I really enjoy the movies. I'm a guy who likes number 2 better than number 1, but I think they're both great. So very excited to see what the comic book has to hold for me. So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, Emperor Quill is the second graphic novel I grabbed. This is really cool because I think this may at one point have been part of the Marvel Max line, I think they called it. But this is The Punisher on the Road, and this also is a volume 1. So whenever I see volume 1s at Ollie's, I get excited when it's something I'm interested in because it's so rare. You usually see a random volume 4 or something, and it's well, I'm not going to pick up a series, 4 volumes in. That just doesn't make sense to me, at least in my head. So when I see volume 1, I get really excited. So this one is written by Clunan. Actually, I don't know his first name. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. Becky Clunan wrote this series. So take a look at some of the artwork here. Punisher, I really love Punisher Warzone, the movie, and that's really my only experience with this character. I have seen the John Travolta one. It was fine. I didn't hate it like a lot of people do, but I don't remember it too much, so it's just been too long. But I really love Punisher Warzone, so I really want to check out more from this character. So I figured this would be a great way to do that. So The Punisher Volume 1 on the road. These final two are actually media tie-in, which is just amazing. So we have Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. So this is just a graphic novel adaptation of Episode 4, which is just perfect. I love that. So you guys know I love novelizations. I love comic books. Why would I not enjoy this? So yeah, cannot wait to read this one. I don't know, anything Star Wars I've just been so obsessed with lately. So this is perfect. I cannot wait to do this. So Star Wars, A New Hope, Episode 4, no, I said that wrong. Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, the graphic novel adaptation. And I think this would probably be a good time to mention that I'm not going to show all of these because it's just too many. But Comixology had a May the 4th Be With You sale for Star Wars, and I got just an obscene number of Star Wars comics for a ridiculously low price. They were selling some of like their Dark Horse series of the Star Wars books at like $1 a piece. So I grabbed so many of them from Dark Horse. It's ridiculous. So I'm not going to show those off here, but mostly just because I got them so cheap and you're probably not going to find that sale again for another year, but something to think about next year. If you are looking for older Dark Horse Star Wars comics, definitely check Comixology. They have a ton. And like I said, they went on sale this year for like $1 to $3 at max. So it was an awesome haul. And last but not least, this one is so cool because this is actually a prequel to a movie that I watched for the first time last year and absolutely loved. This is Mad Max Fury Road. So this says up here, the prequel, or no, what's it say? The prelude to the blockbuster film. So this is just an amazing movie. It is so much fun. It's loud. It's big. It's just action packed and it's a blast to watch. So it ended up on my top 10 movies of last year, like my top 10, what do I call it? Film discoveries of 2020. I loved it. And so I cannot wait to dive into this graphic novel. Let's see who this one is adapted by. It says Mark Sexton, Nico Lathoris, Tristan Jones, Riccardo Berchielli. So lots of names on the front there, but take a look at some of the art. I'll stick to the beginning so I don't give any spoilers at all, but this just looks fantastic. Like this one and the Star Wars are two that I'm definitely going to read soon because I love media tie-in with graphic novels. So yeah, really cool find, I thought. So Mad Max Fury Road, the prequel graphic novel, and that is going to wrap up everything that I ended up picking up in the month of May. All right, so there is everything. This is super heavy and I can't fit it all, so that's going to be good enough. But this was just another really awesome month of finding books. You guys know I love my media tie-in, and I just hit the mother load on some of these. And so many of these were just in the dollar bin at Second and Charles, which is ridiculous to me. So that's why I love specifically going to that Second and Charles, because they put so much of their media tie-in into their clearance bin, which, I just can't wait to pick up. Which there's actually some more Predator novels that I'm hoping will eventually hit that dollar bin the next time I go back. But yeah, let me know if there's anything in here that you guys have read, have you guys loved or hated. Let me know those down in the comments, and also give me any recommendations on what to prioritize here. I always appreciate you guys giving me those recs, so thanks for those. Thanks for leaving those comments down below. As always, if you guys did enjoy this video, please give it a like down below and consider subscribing to the channel as I make my way toward that 1,000 subscriber mark. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. And like I always say, I don't just talk books, I talk all things media, be it books, movies, graphic novels, manga, video games, collectibles. If it's media related, I'm interested in it. And if you are too, you might consider subscribing. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.